So yeah, starting off, as far as why we are targeted, and first thing we need to understand is this is a spiritual warfare. There's a spiritual realm and there's a physical realm. So everything has a spiritual component before it reaches the physical. So a lot of times when we're being targeted, being chased around, being followed to grocery stores, next door neighbors making loud noises, tires being popped, people in the workplace manipulating you, looking at you certain ways. This is all because Satan has an agenda. And Satan, he has to work through people. So a lot of these people that you see following you around, doing all this demonic activity, it's to manipulate you and make you fall off, speaking the truth of Yahweh, and making you be one of them.
Most
the targeting is that you either kill yourself or you join us. That is the whole point of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's deep.
So,
and
is there anything else you would like to
yeah,
ask,
most
brother?
definitely. I got a lot of questions for you, brother, because I want no stone unturned in this particular interview.
Yeah.
One thing for sure is you're absolutely 100% correct. It's definitely spirit. It's definitely in the spiritual realm. It starts off in the spiritual realm and manifests, and it's definitely demonic energy and forces moving through people. But my next question to you, brother, is do you believe that it's possibly a governmental structure, maybe CIA, maybe FBI, that's actually, you know, pointing certain individuals out? And how do you think, if so, if they are like, you know, outlining certain people and members of society, what criteria do you think these particular people have to fall under to be labeled a threat or labeled as someone that they have to watch?
Okay, so basically the reason why these people are able to gang stalk people is because we're living in a time of technology. And with technology, you're able to track people. It could be through Instagram, it could be through Facebook, it could be through YouTube. Like even us having this debate right now, they could see this, you know what I'm saying? But besides the point, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. So basically, they use social media as a platform to target people. You know what I'm saying? You could post something on your Facebook wall and say, "Black people, we need to stand up revolution," and you could have a video, you know what I'm saying, on your timeline. And that video right there could make you a target. Just you posting a revolutionary video on your Facebook timeline can make you a targeted individual, because why? You're posting something that the average person on Facebook doesn't post. You're making videos that the average person in America doesn't make. You're speaking about topics and things that the average person in America doesn't speak about.
Right.
So you stand out like a white man in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Not to
of course.
spit punchlines and shit, but yeah, I'm just using that as a metaphor.
Right,
you
of course.
Out.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And they have this thing called COP, Citizens on Patrol. If you participate in Citizens on Patrol, it's like if you get pulled over by the police, they're not going to really mess with you like that, because it's like you're a gang stalker, you're part of the program. So there's like certain benefits that they get. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
so it's like if you work with us, the police, then we won't harass you because you're part of our team.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like if I sign up to be a gang stalker, to follow somebody around for the police, for the system, there's certain benefits that I get. I get $100 gift cards at the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? If I get pulled over, they might not fuck with me like that.
Right.
But they might fuck with another nigga because I'm part of the program.
Now,
you see what I'm saying?
Right. But now I was just asking you a question before we got cut off. It was another question kind of about how they choose people and how, you know, what criteria. And I was telling you that it's a brother out of Seattle, Washington. He's a whistleblower. And he was talking about basically how they like to target individuals who can be isolated as well, because a person who can be isolated, they deem them as being highly intelligent. And but basically he talked about all they pay attention to what field of work you do, what kind of cognitive skills you have. They pay attention to how you think. If you pretty much think differently from anybody else, they're watching you. So this is not, just to clarify everything, this is not a race specific agenda. It's more so pretty much they're trying to silence individuals who think differently and can teach others to think outside of their construct.
Right.
One thing I noticed, I had let's just say I had an issue or situation with a person who happens to be a Freemason, and I believe this person is a low level Freemason, but from my research, and I want to see if you can add to this. But according to my research, I read a book. It's called Freemasons, the Secret Society That Hijacked the World. And one thing it does, it says in this book, is when you make enemies, when a basically if you make an enemy with a Freemason, especially ones on the lowest levels, they're taught to actually gang stalk. Now it's not worded in that particular way, but one thing is for sure is low level entry members of Freemasonry. One of the things they got to do to actually move up is find an individual to watch and find out as much information about that person as possible.